Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how you should install and use PHStat and Data Analysis ToolPak in Excel. The first program, PHStat, it's adding program to Excel, and the second one, Data Analysis ToolPak, actually you have already it's in Excel, but you should, let's say, activate it before using. Okay. Probably many of you have noticed that there is a new file in a Moodle. It's called PHStat add-in. You should download it, save to your computer, then open Excel, go to File, Options, select here Add-ins. Here, Manage Excel Add-ins, push Go. Okay. Here is Analysis ToolPak. If this box, you should check this box and click Browse. Find the PHStat in your computer and click OK. So you should check PHStat and Analysis ToolPak and click OK. After a while you will see add-ins here. If you don't see add-ins here, close Excel, all Excels that are open, close them and open Excel again. If you don't see add-ins again, then again close Excel and open it second time, and you will see add-ins here. So here is PHStat program, and in data you can find Data Analysis ToolPak. Okay, let's try to use them. Let's open our textbook and try to solve the exercise 10.12, which says that a bank with a branch located in a commercial district of a city has the business objective of developing an improved process for serving customers during the noon to 1 p.m. lunch period. Management decides to first study the waiting time in the current process. The waiting time is defined as the time that elapses from when the customer enters the line until he or she reaches the teller window. Data are collected from a random sample of 15 customers, and the results in minutes are as follows. This is the results. And it says also that suppose that another branch located in a residential area is also concerned with improving the process of serving customers in the noon to 1 p.m. lunch period. Data are collected from a random sample of 15 customers, and the results are follows. So these results are stored in Bank 1 and Bank 2 Excel that they are already in your Moodle. Let's try to find them also. It's dataset, okay, open it, open Excel, and here you will find Bank 1 and Bank 2. Open them. Okay, this is the Bank 1 file, and copy it to our Excel. Let's open new one. Copy here, and let's open Bank 2. Here it is. Copy it to our Excel. Yeah. So this is our data, Bank 1 and Bank 2, already inputted in Excel. So we should analyze this data, and the question is that assuming that the population variances from both banks are equal is there evidence of a difference in the mean waiting time between the two branches? And we should use the level of significance 0.05. The second question is determine the p-value and construct and interpret the 95% confidence interval. So let's try to do all these questions with PHStat. Let's go to add-ins, open PHStat. So this is two sample tests, okay? And let's use two sample unsummarized data. I will explain why unsummarized later. So let's go to two sample tests, unsummarized data, and it says that assuming that the population variances from both banks are equal, in this case we should use the pooled variance, so pooled variance t-test. So hypothesized difference, we want to know whether they are different or not, the mean numbers. So the hypothesized difference is 0. The significance level of significance is 0.05. Here you should choose the first column, here the second column. The first cell in both ranges contain label. So if you don't select the labels here, uncheck this box. If you selected it, check this box. So we have two tail tests here because we want to know whether they are equal or not. And we want to construct the confidence interval of 95%. That's it. We push OK and we will see the output. So here is our data summarized. It's sample mean, sample standard deviation. We have sample size of 15 in both banks, and here sample mean is 7.11 and sample standard deviation is 2.08. So and here intermediate calculations, the sample size, total degrees of freedom, and the t-test statistics, which is minus 4.13, about 4.13, which is lower than critical value, and we should reject the null hypothesis. Excel already calculated the p-value, which is 0.0003, and construct the confidence interval 95%. So actually with this program we solved all the exercises, all the equations in this exercise. Now let's do this with data analysis ToolPak. So let's go to our sheet again, data copy. This is okay. Push data analysis. Now we should choose again t-test assuming equal variances here, okay, and we should do about the same thing here, again selecting the first column, second column. Hypothesized mean difference is 0. We should check the label box because we select labels in both columns. The level of significance is 0.05, and we want the output to be in new worksheet. Okay, let's push OK. This is the output of data analysis ToolPak. Okay, it calculates the mean, variance. This is observations, degrees of freedom. Actually, it don't show the intermediate calculations. It just gives you the t-stat and t critical value of one tail and two tail. Because we have two tail test, we should choose this one. And if t-stat in absolute value is more than t critical, then we should reject it. Okay, be ready to interpret both of these outputs, okay, because the Excel is commonly used, and probably you will see this output more than the output of PHStat. This is very important to understand, okay? Very important to be ready to explain this output too. So in this case, the output of PHStat and data analysis ToolPak are pretty much the same without the intermediate calculations, and actually PHStat gives the decision, reject the null hypothesis. But PHStat has one advantage, and I will show this advantage now. Let's try to solve the exercise 10.2. Assume that you have a sample of 8 observations with a sample mean of 42 and sample standard deviation of 4, and you have an independent sample of n equal 15 from another population with a sample mean of 34 and the sample standard deviation of 5. What is the value of the pooled variance t-stat test statistics for testing the hypothesis that mu1 is equal to mu2? And calculate the degrees of freedom. Also it asks to use the level of significance 0.01 and test the null hypothesis that mu1 is lower or equal than mu2 against the alternative mu1 is more than mu2. Let's try to do this C. Okay, this is one tail test. Now this is our data. Let's go to Excel, go to new sheet here. We have a sample of 8, mean number 42 and standard deviation 4. Let's input it. 8, mean number 42 and standard deviation of sample of 4, and we have second independent sample. Number of observations 15, x bar is 34 and standard deviation of a sample is 5. Okay, and we want to check the null hypothesis that mu1 is less than mu2 against less than or equal mu2 against alternative hypothesis that mu1 is more than mu2. Let's go to add-ins PHStat. Now we have actually summarized data. Remember here, first of all, the PHStat summarizes the data, gives the mean number, standard deviation, number of observations, sample size, and then only calculate the test statistics. So here actually we already have summarized data, and we should choose two sample test summarized data and pooled variance t-test. Again, the hypothesized difference we should write here 0 because we want to check whether mu1 is less than or equal mu2, whether their difference are equal to 0 or negative against the alternative hypothesis that their difference are positive. Okay, so we should input here the sample size of first sample size. It's mean number, standard deviation here 15, 34, 5. We should choose here upper tail test because we want to reject null hypothesis if mu1 minus mu2 is positive. So it's upper tail test. Okay, and let's see what Excel can calculate for us, PHStat actually. So this is our data. This is summarized data which we have already here, And this is calculations. The test statistics is 3.8959, which is more than upper critical value 1.72. And this is a p-value, is 0.0004. Actually, data analysis don't have such option to use the t-test with summarized data, because many of your exercises here give you summarized data. uh, Actually, you have to use PHStat here in order to solve these exercises, or you can calculate everything by hand, but it's a little bit difficult. This is almost all that I want to say for today. Just one more thing. Excel can calculate everything here for you, but my advice is, one time try to calculate all the numbers using calculator and paper and pen. You will see how Excel get all these numbers, and later on exam you will be able to interpret these numbers easily. Now it's 2.05 or 22 pool variance, and you can't even tell how Excel calculates this. We don't require to remember all these formulas, but just for you, try to calculate once and be able to understand how Excel get all these numbers before calculating test statistics, this intermediate calculation. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye.